What is up, YouTubes? I'm Iffy Wisdom, and today I'd like to start with a short story, if I may, about myself, a land with no internet, and the need to make musics. So, this past weekend, I took a trip down for the first time in a very embarrassingly long time to visit my parents. They live in the middle of nowhere. They have satellite internet that doesn't work very well, and my phone and my computer both did not play nice with it. And so on the day that I was about to leave, my mom and I got up super early, got my dad off to work, and we were hanging out. I was taking a break on the front porch after breakfast, and I was listening to the birds chirp. The sun was shining. It was beautiful, 70 degrees. And I didn't know what to do with myself. You see, relaxing, not really my strong suit. Gotta admit. So, like most people, I got fidgety and pulled out my phone. But there was no internet, and barely any signal to speak of, so it's not like I could stream music to enhance that moment, but I could make music. See, I have an app on my phone called Chordbot. That's what this whole video is about, Chordbot. Chordbot lets you sketch out song ideas using preset rhythms and patterns that it has built in, and you can sketch out a song from start to finish in there. So I'm sitting on the porch, I've got Chordbot open on my phone, and I am listening to this little loop that I wrote in there, and this melody comes to me from an idea my mom had given me earlier that morning about writing a song using the word evolve. And I got so excited when the lyrics popped into my head, I jump up and I run inside and I sit down and I start writing music at the kitchen table while my mom's on the other end doing some fundraising activities for one of the groups that she's a part of. And here's a little picture of us together at the dining room table just to show you how happy I am about this memory. I took a picture of it because it was such a special moment. This is the first time I ever got to share my music creation process with my mom. That's her on the other side of that big candelabra you see there. There she is. That's my mama. So, we spent the next 3 hours before I had to leave working back and forth on this song, and it was just a super cool memory, and it made me realize that a lot of people don't do the songwriting thing because they're scared of the music theory. But you don't have to be. Chordbot proves that, and I'll show you how. So let's jump in and get started. All right, here on my phone, which I've got hooked up to my computer so that I can use it as a desktop sort of situation, we've got the Chordbot app. Chordbot is from the App Store, and it is by a company called Contrasonic AB. That's how you'll know that you've got the right app. There's a paid version and a free version. I recommend you spend the $5 for the paid version because I can't remember and don't have the light version installed, but I do remember there being limitations. And it's only $5. And in exchange, you get something that you can write tons of music with. So, once you've got it installed and you start the app, it'll look a little bit like this. Let's talk about the interface really quick and start writing some music, shall we? So, the first thing you're going to want to do as a beginner in Chordbot to have some fun is click the dot menu in the far right, or the hamburger menu in the far right, and it'll open this panel down at the bottom. You can tap song name to open your other projects. You can tap Song-O-Matic, which is what I want you to do. The first time you use this, you should try the Song-O-Matic. It's fun. So we're going to click plain pop or tap plain pop, and it will insert 4 chord loops each time you tap it. It'll swap out the chord progression. So let's go to the next button, which is really important, which is the instrument mixer. I'm going to change to a slower tempo because I want to create a ballad today. So I'm going to go to about 88, and I'm going to click back. And you can see I've got a couple instruments here. I don't want these instruments, so I'm going to click presets. And there's over 60 presets here to choose from. There's one that I like that I think will work for what I want to write today, called the 60s Called. So I'm going to scroll down and select the 60s Called. Now, let me put on my headphones so I can hear too. When I press play, it's going to play the rhythm pattern and follow the chord progression that's described on the screen there. So that's a great start, but it's not exactly, for me, it's not fleshed out enough. So let's take this 4-bar loop, which we have right here, and turn it into an 8-bar loop. So what I'm going to do is tap on the F key at the end of my chord progression. This F minor chord, I can add one right after it by tapping Insert on the menu panel here that is popped open. The next thing I want to do is set the key of my song. When you use the Song-O-Matic and you tap plain pop as your song selection, it's going to generate something where the first chord is almost always your key of the song. So my first chord is an F minor, so I'm going to go down here to key, and then I'm going to tap F, and in the right menu I'm going to look for mode 6, Aeolian, which is minor. And it's got that in parentheses just in case you forget. As a beginner, I really recommend you ignore everything but minor and major, mode 1 and mode 6. And then at the bottom there, it'll show you what notes are available in the key of F minor. Now let's click back, and you'll see that the notes down the left column have changed to match those same notes. And these are the notes that I have available to me. So I want this pattern right here to sort of repeat, so I'm just going to program in an F minor chord, tap Insert, program in a D flat major chord, tap Insert again, do E flat 7, and then the last chord is what I want to change. I think I want it to go to a C minor chord. Let's do C minor 7. Now you might be wondering, how did I make those choices about what version of the chord to use? Well, I want to point out the color coding here. You'll notice there's a ton of red, there's a ton of yellow, and a few green. Those green ones mean that this chord voicing is compatible with the key of the song that you're in. That's how music theory works, is there are certain chord voices that work depending on the key that you're using for your song. That's about as complex as you need to get with understanding music theory for this lesson. So now we've taken that 4-bar loop and turned it into an 8-bar loop that now sounds like this. Now I'm pretty happy with that to call that a verse section. But let's look at the instrument mixer again. And you can see right now we're on mixer presets. In the bottom right, we have the word tracks. Tap tracks. Now we can see the instruments that make up this preset, as well as the rhythm pattern that it's using. We've got a piano playing the hammered 34 pattern. We've got a bass line playing line 12, and we've got drums playing pattern medium 14. From this screen, what we want to do is tap on piano. We're going to turn solo on, and we're going to press play. I just had an idea for the intro of this song, which is just piano. So we're going to click on this button right here in the top left where the numbers are. If you tap that 0101, it's going to open what's called the section editor. The section editor is super important because this is what allows you to go from loop to song. So right now we've got section 1, which I'm going to call a verse. So I'm going to tap rename down in the bottom left and rename this to verse. Now I'm going to click insert and I'm going to call this intro. For the intro, what I want to do is I want to use the same chord progression from the last 4 bars of this. So F, D, E, F, D flat, E flat, C. So I'm going to scroll to scene 2 and change this to F minor, insert, D flat, E flat, C, D flat, let's do the intro in all 7th chords. We know it'll work because the 7th chords are highlighted in green here. Major 7 is highlighted in green. Now we got an E flat, so tap insert, select E flat. We'll just do a regular E flat 7 there and then insert and do C minor 7. Now let's tap close, tap section editor, tap and hold, and then drag intro above the verse like that. Now intro will come first. And now if we press play, first I want to go to the instrument mixer. I want to tap the edit button, the edit song button, and change it to edit section. Okay, so now we're on the intro. We're editing just this section. I'm going to remove the bass line, and I'm going to remove the drums, so that it's just that hammered piano. So now when I press play and let it continue from the intro to the verse, you'll hear the bass line and the drums come in when the verse begins. Now, we've got an intro and a verse. The verse is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars long. Well, let's look at our tempo. It's 88. We don't necessarily have enough bars for a full verse section yet, but we can fix that with a few simple clicks. So we're going to tap the scene editor. With verse selected, we're going to tap repeat and then tap verse. And you'll notice it adds a new section called repeat verse. Now, these two sections are functionally identical. And it'll go intro, and then the verse will repeat twice, and then the chorus will begin. So let's highlight repeat verse. Excuse me while I cough. Then we're going to tap insert. We're going to add a new section called chorus. With the chorus selected, we can close the section editor after we turn loop on, because what we want to do is let the chorus section loop while we're writing it. And we know that because we're in the key of F minor, that this C major chord won't work because it's red or yellow. So that C could work, but it's not going to here in this case. We want to stick to the green notes, the green chord voicings, and there are quite a few. But I'm going to keep it pretty basic and keep the chorus just a minor 7. We're going to go 5, 1, 5, 4. So this is 5, this is 1. So insert F minor 7. Insert C minor 7. Insert B flat minor 7. Now let's see how that sounds. I have an idea to continue this chord progression, so what I'm going to do is C minor 7 to F minor 7 to B flat minor 7 to A flat major 7. Let's see what that sounds like. That's 8 bars, so we would just have to make this chorus repeat once. Now let's hear it in context by tapping repeat, tap chorus to set up a repetition of it. And now we have intro, verse, verse, chorus, chorus. Then after the chorus, we might want an interlude. So we might copy this intro as an interlude. So we could tap copy and then tap repeat chorus. And now there will be a copy. We can go here and we can go rename and call this an interlude. I hope this is all making sense so far. So now we've got intro, verse, chorus, interlude. Let's take and make a copy of the verse, tap interlude, rename it, call it verse 2. Tap repeat, tap verse 2, tap chorus, tap repeat verse 2, tap chorus, tap repeat chorus. Now we've got intro, verse, chorus, verse 2, chorus 2. Now let's add a bridge. So insert, and then for the bridge, we'll just do, let's see, we're coming from a chorus, and the chorus is ending on that A flat major. So let's do the verse and just do 1, 7, 1, 5. 1, 7, 1, 3. 1, 7, 1, 3. Let's see what that sounds like. So 1 is F minor. let's change the length. By doing that, we've taken these 4 chords and turned it into an 8-bar loop as opposed to a 4-bar loop. So with that, let's go to our instrument mixer, go to Edit Section, remove the drums by changing to some percussion perhaps. And then and then just remove the bass line. Let's just do that. That'll be really fast. Okay. Now let's go back to our section editor. Tap repeat, tap bridge. Now the bridge repeats once. Now scroll up. With my chorus, I'm going to tap copy, tap repeat bridge to copy the chorus after the bridge, going to tap rename, and tap up here to rename it chorus out, because this is the last chorus. And that needs to repeat 1 time. Actually, because this is the chorus out, what I'm going to do is repeat it several times. So there we go. Now the chorus out is 32 bars long. So if we look and review, let's turn loop off. The song starts with just the piano, then goes to piano, bass, and drums, then goes to piano, bass, and drums for the chorus. Then there's an interlude, which is a clone of the intro. Then there's verse 2. Then there's a chorus. Then there's a bridge. Then there's a chorus out. In just 22 minutes, with me doing a lot of talking around it, I've sketched out an entire song in Chordbot. Now you may say, oh, but Iffy, you know music theory. That's no fair. Well, I gotta tell you something. I didn't use music theory. I used color coding. I used a little bit of music theory. Here's how I used music theory, and you can take this lesson with you. It's really simple. When you're using Chordbot and it gives you, using the Song-O-Matic, a plain pop chord progression, that first chord is going to be your key of the song. So just remember that the first chord in the chord progression, in this case, F minor, that's the key of my song. So when I tap the chord editor, I can go down right away, look at the first chord, and set my key accordingly. Now, I'm going to show you how to save your file really quick and give you a recommendation for it, which is that you save your files with the BPM, the key of the song, and then a memorable name. Once you do that, what you might want to do is sing over top of it in a way that you can record. So Chordbot gives you a way to do that. Here's how. Tap export. Tap export wave file, and it will render a wave file. Once it renders that wave file, it asks you what you want to do with it. I'm going to tap add to Dropbox. Then it'll upload that file to my Dropbox. Now, check this out. If I open my Dropbox and go to the folder where I just uploaded it, you can see it just finished uploading. So now I can search Excuse me, that was 88 BPM, wasn't it? And there's my file. So now I'm going to save it to my phone. There we have it. Next, there's an app you can get for free called BandLab. So here's an example of what you might do with the Chordbot song once you finish it. Let's click Create and click Import File in Chordbot. It's going to ask me what file I want to import. I'm going to double click on the file we just created. And now, if I press play, guess what I'm going to hear? The entire arranged song that we just made in Chordbot. I can add effects. And then in BandLab, what I can do, I can't do it because I don't have my headphones plugged in correctly. And if I do it wrong, I think you'll get a bunch of feedback, but let's try it. No, I can't try it without unplugging my phone, I'm sorry. But you plug your headphones into your phone and then add a new voice track, and you can actually record your vocals directly into your phone as you develop the lyrics for your song. And we'll talk more about doing that in a future video in this series, where I take and intentionally write a song from start to finish using only my phone, Chordbot, and BandLab. So, I think that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the little story about my visit to my parents, and you learned a lot about how to use Chordbot, and that you're going to try and write your own songs using it. If you do, be sure and hit me up in the comments to let me know how it worked out for you. Smash that like button if you had a good time. Hit subscribe if you want to get notified when I release more videos like this. And don't forget to have fun being creative. I'm Iffy Wisdom, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.